And I think if there's nothing else that you get from this weekend, it's just that. Because you'll figure out, you know, the how you do it, if your why is powerful enough. The only reason that I stand here today is because I refuse to quit. And not in 5 links, because I came to 5 links a little bit more polished, a little bit better understanding of this industry and the way it works, but my first, as John and Patrice can tell you, my first opportunity wasn't necessarily like that. Because I didn't know what I was doing. And the only reason I made it through all the challenges that I had in that company and that opportunity was because I wanted to do some things for my family, and I didn't have any other way to make those things happen but that particular opportunity. And I'll tell you guys that I'm living proof that if you just have that, if you have that burning, as Jeff Tyler says, that white-hot burning desire, if your desire is to do some things and you believe that you deserve it and the people you're doing this for deserve it, and you believe that there isn't a better opportunity or a better way to make those things happen than 5 links, I promise you that will be enough for you to figure out everything else and make it happen. And one of the things I can tell you I learned from that experience was that being in the right place at the right time makes a major difference. And I'll tell you a quick story as I move forward. I remember I actually came down here for some training because a gentleman who became one of my mentors was here. He had an office, and I actually brought a team of folks down to train with him. And so we're in this office, and he's going through this training, and we start to talk to some of the other leaders that were there. And one of the leaders was this farmer. And this farmer's talking about what a blessing that company had been to him. And so one of my leaders says to him, well, what's your best month been? And this guy says, well, my best month was last month. He says, last month, I made $42,000. And he says, you know, and it was just an unbelievable feeling. He said, I remember opening the envelope, because in those days that company paid in checks. He says, I remember opening the envelope and looking in that check, and I was speechless. And all I could do was just hand that check to my wife. And he said, my wife looked at the check and she just fell on her knees and started to cry. And one of my leaders said, wow, that's just a beautiful story. And he said, yeah. He said she was crying because she thought, if a fool like me can make $42,000, I must be doing something illegal. And she was afraid that the FBI or some other law enforcement agency was going to burst through the door any minute. So I say that to tell you guys this: a rising tide lifts all boats. And in that opportunity, I'll be honest with you, I saw people who I personally believe had no idea what they were doing. But because that company was doing such powerful things, they were elevated along with it. And so if you simply stay focused, I think that we are going to do things. That company became a multi-billion-dollar company. See, I believe 5 links is going to do some things that are similar. I believe that 5 links is going to be a household name. And as I always tell people, you know, if we even get half of our goal accomplished over the next 5 years, which would make us a $500 billion company, what that will mean is that we need 5 times the leadership